What is happening, Cryptosomniacs? It is Jason. Today is December 5th, Wednesday, and we got a bunch of stuff to go over in the news. Nasdaq futures, institutions being bullish on crypto, Dapp development up a significant amount, and Tron adding privacy. All right here on Cryptosomniac. Stay tuned. All coming up right here. See you soon. All right, what's happening, guys? I am Jason, and thank you guys for joining me here today. Hope you are all doing well. Let's just jump into it today. A bunch of stuff going on with Binance. Have you guys seen Binance was teasing their decentralized exchange? So that is exciting news. There's been rumors of that being happening quite a long time now, and they put out a demo video. So we'll take a peek at that. And just take a look at some other positive news in the market amidst another overall red day. So let's just get into it here. Jumping over to cryptosomniac.com to take a look at it. Looks like market cap is at about 121 billion, so decent, but definitely down from the recent surge the other day. We have seen several cryptocurrencies die off, down at 2,068, which personally I am kind of happy about. Those were awful run-ups, so not necessarily mad to see some of the bad projects leave the space ultimately. Bitcoin dominance still high. I think a lot of money did come out of altcoins overnight. We'll take a look at that here in a minute once we get into the charts. And 24-hour volume, pretty dismal, still at 14 billion. So not great. Not great overall 24-hour volume, but still some bullish news going on. Let's say, excuse me, the first thing I wanted to talk about here is Nasdaq has confirmed for sure that they will be rolling out their futures desk for Q1 of 2019 is what it looks like, or at least first half of 2019. Basically, they said they were going to do this regardless of market upheaval and turmoil. Primarily just because they are bullish on blockchain. They have been aware of the blockchain game for over 5 years, and they think it is largely irresponsible not to have some sort of exposure to this asset class because it has done so well over the last 10 years. So, happy times to hear that Nasdaq is adding the Bitcoin futures market, and then also, Grayscale Investment is also obviously very bullish still, since they are owning 1% of the total amount of Bitcoin altogether out there. So clearly, Grayscale, amidst the bear market, has continued to believe that Bitcoin does have value and will have value long term. And effectively, this article just kind of shows similar things, saying that they've been in the game a long time. They believe in the game for the future, and regardless of whether the price run up from last year was sustainable or not, a lot of people with a lot of money do believe that there is a future in this space. So hopefully we can all retain the faith and hodl firm, or at least if you are not playing the hodl game, making sharp trades in this market. Let's see what else is up. What's happening, Chris? Pulled out, waiting for my up down rather than down down. Not a bad move. Certainly, capital preservation is the name of the game in a bear market. You can make money on the way down, especially if you do have the option for leverage or margin trading. But for those of us who don't, the best course of action generally is just making sure that you're not losing value on the way down. What's happening, Ryan? How are you guys doing? David, what is my views on EOS? Is it in trouble? Even a hint of Dan leaving to... Okay, so my thoughts on EOS is, first of all, Dan Larimer leaving the project, definitely not good for the investor confidence overall in the project. Do I think that's super important? No. I think what is more important is that the block producers are out saying, give us money and we will vote in your, the way. Basically they're selling their votes, which I'm a little more concerned with that possibility, and effectively the ability for EOS to become effectively an oligarchy, right, where only people with money are able to vote within the system and vote on who is the block producer. So sounds like it's a lot of opportunity for collusion there if block producers are offering to accept money. Little dicey, in my opinion. So should bring new money in with ICE, says Chris. Don't care for centralized shit, but I think long term it gives us two big markets, central and decentralized later. I mean, ultimately, guys, the centralized markets are going to be a factor, whether we like it or not. That is what is going to help drive some of that mainstream adoption, in my opinion. Is unfortunately, whether we like it or not, some aspect of centralization is going to be necessary because most people aren't so idealistic that they are willing to accept a lot of the risks that come along with owning your own private keys and things like that. So anyway, yeah, institutions still bullish. Nasdaq confirming Bitcoin futures, positive news in the market, in my opinion. And what I really wanted to say was look at Binance. Have you guys seen Binance coin? The value is up massively since they dropped their little DEX teaser. And if you guys haven't seen that, I did an article on it actually this morning. So if you head on over to cryptosomniac.com and just click the top news article there next to the videos, Binance drops DEX preview. I did a whole little write-up on it. So they have a video on their YouTube. Effectively, it looks very much like the existing Binance. If you are an existing Binance user, this interface will be very familiar to you. Just non-custodial, so they don't hold on to your funds. You do create a wallet, and it's pretty slick. So head on over to cryptosomniac.com. In fact, while we're at it, I will just post the article here in case anybody wants to read it. So there it is in the chat. If anybody wants to read that, you can head on over and take a peek. And there is a link to the video at the bottom. So just right down there at the bottom, there's a link to the actual video if you want to go over and watch the full demo video of their DEX. Cool stuff. Okay. What else? What else? Let's see here. In other positive news today, the Dapp development is seeing a monthly growth rate of 182%, which is pretty good news as well. Overall, guys, you know, everybody's saying, oh, crypto's over, blockchain's over, it's all over, but I would disagree with that. It looks to me like, you know, blockchain jobs are up, and it looks to me like a lot of people are continuing to build. So as we see more dApps get built, hopefully we see some of these, you know, some of these cars pull out onto these freeways that they've been building, as I've been saying. So, you know, overall, this is saying Tron, EOS are both pretty strong. How much? I'm a little concerned with some of the EOS usage being spurious, but it all depends. Anyway, EOS does have quite a bit of volume daily. Tron as well, significantly less than, or rather, I'm sorry, Ethereum is going to have the highest volume. And wow, yeah, I'm sorry, I read that earlier. I was thinking it was EOS that had, or rather Tron that had less volume than EOS, but my mistake. So anyway, you can see the statistics there. And let's see, can't pull funds out of Coinbase for a few months to get into Binance. Got my Monarch wallet too yesterday, thanks. Big news coming from Monarch. If you saw the show Monday with Rob Beatles, Crypto Beatles, so big news coming from Monarch. I recommend going back and checking that out. But I think if you do have your Monarch wallet, Chris, you're going to be very happy in the very near future. So I can't say too much more on that. Yeah, Chris, just stay tuned. In fact, check out the Monarch announcement Telegram group if you haven't. And I would bring that up and post it, but I don't have it handy. So anyway, but I would say check that out, and your prayers will be answered sometime in the near future, Chris. All right, let's see what else. So I thought this was cool. Tron is looking to add ZK-snarks. So, you know, Tron has been on a tear lately just as far as overall development. Obviously, Justin Sun still steadily marketing, as is his wont. He is quite a good marketer, but was pretty excited to see, being a fan of privacy and realizing that you're going to need privacy for certain situations, even if you have nothing to hide and are fully operating in a legitimate space. You probably still don't want all of your laundry on the blockchain for everyone to be able to see. So, you know, I think privacy coins do have a place going forward in the future, and I'm happy to see that Tron is adding ZK-snark. So I personally still think ring signatures are probably the more robust security protocol. However, I don't think that those type of assets are likely to be added to Coinbase or anything like that. So having ZK-snarks with the ability to turn turn on or off the privacy protocol, I think should be good for Tron overall. So we will see how it goes. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man. Still in Colorado. Yep, going to be spending some time with my pops. He's doing okay. He's doing okay. So appreciate that. Thanks for thank you for the love and the support. I appreciate that, guys. Other than that, man, privacy goes for cash too. So I don't know. I think, well, yeah, exactly. I don't know why people think it's so sketchy. Ultimately, well, you know, there's a lot of talk about eliminating cash from society altogether. Was it Sweden or Switzerland? I always mix them up in my head. I can't remember which was one, but I did a report on that, I think last week. A bunch of, you know, they're talking about doing away with cash entirely by 2025. People are getting RFID chips imprinted, implanted in their hands so that they can swipe and pay for gas and things. That's a little too big brother state for me, a little too crazy. Yeah, I think that there is a certain aspect of privacy necessary, especially when it comes to your money. Do all of you want everybody to know what you make? Do all of you want everybody to know how you spend your money? No, you don't. Isn't that a big issue with why everybody's so up in arms with all of the privacy violations as they see them through Facebook and things like that? Because when they know more about you, they have a more effective way to market to you. They can sell your data to other companies that want to market to you, et cetera, et cetera. So I think there is a lot of use for privacy protocols like zero-knowledge proofs and bullet proofs and ring signatures. And I hope to see these things go forward. You know, I hope we don't end up in a fascist state. All right, let's see. What else? What else? I think that's about it. The only other thing, yeah, I just wanted to see this this nice little, the stock market. I don't know if you guys know, the stock market took a serious hit yesterday. S&P 500 lost almost $755 billion. What we didn't see was a massive capital influx to crypto. There's been a lot of talk back and forth about an inverse correlation. You know, if the stock market tanks, does money flood into crypto? And unfortunately, we have not seen it. But you know, overall, crypto, Bitcoin is trying to maintain that $4,000 level, but looking more and more like it is going to break down. I mean, this inverse head and shoulders did not play out here. And, you know, this just looks like it's continuing to break down. Bearish volume increasing. Hit a sell signal on the wave trend cross. This is on the 2 hour. Let's look at some larger time frames here. Yeah, I mean, that's starting to look a little bit like a falling wedge on the daily here. But again, I'm not super confident right now. You know, I sold a bunch of my short-term liquid stack. I'm basically sitting in my long-term stack at this point. I sold some of my short-term stack the other day when it rose up to about 41.50. Looking to reacquire. I am waiting. I've got orders down further down in the order blocks there. So yeah, I've got orders set much further down in the blocks. Down. Here, let's go to my other chart here. I've got some buy orders down at the bottom of this block right now, just in case what happened here happens again over here. As if it drops all the way back down in, I'd rather pick up at the bottom of the order block and have a chance to make a little bit of money on a flip. So, anyways, guys, let's see. Can you do a focus on logistic traceability options one of these days? Yeah, sure. I'd be happy to do that. What are you interested in, comparing the quality of the projects or just overall fundamental analysis? Yeah, I'd be happy to take a look at that. We have not done enough of those sort of content. You know, the show has very often been news shows and technical analysis, because by and large that is what I'm pretty good at. But yeah, I'd be happy to do some more fundamental analysis shows. How about that, guys? I have a question for you. While we're at it, do you prefer a frequent daily show where I go through the news and go through and do some charting like this? Or do you guys prefer the more, you know, I don't know, I don't want to say an ICO review, but the style, like a more in-depth review of project comparison and things like that? Because ultimately, guys, that stuff does take more time to do. But, you know, if you'd be happier with two of those, you know, two of those maybe a Trader Talk show and one in-depth show a week, just 2 shows a week, rather than me coming on every day and doing charting and stuff, you know, I'd be open to getting that feedback from the community. Hello, hello. All right, Ryan says, let's take a look at ETH. Hello, Bernadette. Hello, William. Let's say, all right, lots of requests for ETH. Let's take a look at ETH. All right. All right, all right. Well, I mean, my previous entry point for ETH would stand here if I were looking to pick some up. Again, guys, I sold all my ETH for my, you know, everything that's not in my long-term treasure I sold. So let's see. But the once a week in depth always gets me excited. All right, cool. Well, if you, yeah, Ryan says you like daily. Okay, sorry, I thought you were saying you like it on the daily here. Do some chilling TA and news, Jason. All of them would be good. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, ultimately, guys, that's what it comes down to is I don't have enough time to do full in-depth reviews and do the daily show, because the daily show does take a little bit of time to put together. Believe it or not, I know hopefully it seems like pretty fluid, but it does take a little bit of time to find what I want to talk about and try to have something intelligent to talk about in what I'm seeing in the news, or at least have some sort of opinion on it. Yeah, all right. So Bitcoin, I mean, guys, honestly, my Bitcoin area would stand. I mean, you know, I said I wasn't interested in looking at it again, and I was putting orders down at the $84 area just in order to try to catch a bounce, but I don't know. Stochastic's looking decent. It looks like sell pressure is starting to increase again on the wave trend at the 4 hour. We already hit a sell signal here on the 4 hour. Well, I guess that was yesterday. And I just don't like, I mean, that's an awful lot of bear volume that just came in on that one candle, guys. So, you know, can the bulls continue to defend the $100 price range? I'm not confident in it. I'm not confident in it. You know, I would like to see it. I would love to see it back at 1200. I would love it, but I don't see it happen anytime soon. What's the good news, guys? I mean, ultimately, with a market that is so affected by news, with a market that is so heavily affected by news, you know, I try to cover as much positive news as I can because the market is so full of FUD. You know, what positive news? I mean, ultimately, this is really it. If you believe the stories that say that there is coordinated media efforts to FUD the market so that the price continues to drop, so that institutional investors can continue to purchase over the counter before they initiate the next bull run, if you believe that, then this is not a bad price to buy at. Look at it what it was compared to last year. In the event that it goes anywhere near what it did last year, this price is actually pretty solid. That being said, don't recommend getting involved with money that you couldn't afford to lose. I wouldn't exactly. Amal just said it right there. If it's all going to depend on what Bitcoin is going to do, and if you know, I'm not liking Bitcoin's chart right now. I'm not thinking it looks very solid. I mean, look at that. This is already. Look at this, guys. It's almost like TA works. What did I say yesterday? Whenever you have a candle that's moving in a bearish direction and you get one of these symmetrical sort of triangles forming, what happens? It's generally a continuation pattern. What are we seeing here? It hasn't fallen all the way off the cliff yet, but I'd be willing to, you know, I would be willing to bet that that's going to continue. Whoops. And let's just look at the smaller time frames to see if there's confirmation. Just no volume, guys. Just no volume. I mean, you know, the volume. This is the end of serious volume right here. It all just tanks after that. So I just don't see it. There just doesn't look like there's enough orders coming in to be able to make this price move bullish right now. So, what do you think of ZIL now? I think ZIL is an interesting project that I am not holding any of right now, but we can look at the price. I thought I had it in here. All right. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not liking that either. This looks like a bot slapping the price of Zilliqa around. No volume. Just no volume at all. I'd be curious to know what the market cap on Zilliqa is right now. Just because there's just no volume on this at all. And I'm on Bitfinex. Maybe there's another exchange. Hold on. Let's see what Zilliqa has. Let's look at it on Binance. That might be. Yeah, better for volume. But even still, not a ton, and volume trending down. So RSI super run up right now on stochastic. I mean, it's clear up at 76. So yes, exactly what Amal says. 3K isn't really that strong of a support. I mean, it's a small. The order block there is very small. It doesn't, there wasn't a lot of time moving through that range, and if we do break it, the next place that it hung out a lot was a lot closer to 1200 than it was to 3. So, it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But yeah, I mean, Zilliqa. Well, again, guys, Zilliqa. Do you believe in Zilliqa for the long term? This has fully pretty much retraced 100% from at least as long as it's been listed on Binance here. So, this is. Zilliqa's at a great price if you believe in it long term, because it's basically as cheap as it has been all year. Do I think that means that it couldn't go down further? Absolutely not, especially considering what I see here on this stochastic. I think definitely it could fall down further. So this is not something I'd be looking to enter a trade on right now. $126 million market cap. Thank you for that, Thomas. Yeah. My point there is, this would be very easy to push the price around on for somebody with enough money. What's happening, Luis? Thanks for watching. Yeah, Amal's right. Obviously, still money to be made in this market, especially if you can short. Tons of money to be made in the market if you can short. And if not, at least you can preserve your capital. It's a lot of people have recently spoken with me about, what if I don't know if I should just sell everything? And it's like, well, if that is the point you have reached, it's okay. Does that mean, that what I should specify when I'm talking to them, they're not like sell everything and walk away. They're like sell everything and just wait, right? Because again, guys, if you got into this market for quick, easy money, you you missed the bus. That happened last year, right? Could it happen again? Perhaps. Is it going to happen again? I wouldn't hold my breath. Dave, thanks, man. Advantages. That's a hey guys. We can't promise that we will make you money, or we're not financial advisors. This isn't financial advice. We're just a bunch of guys that know how to read a chart, and we're in there doing our best to tell you exactly what it tells us. The good news is we're pretty good at it. So a lot of the time we are correct. If you guys think I'm pretty good at technical analysis, you guys should see him all. His stuff is. I've learned so much just from watching his technical analysis, to be honest. I don't know, anybody who's watching this channel all year, hopefully you should see the improvement in my skill level overall. And realistically, I would chalk a lot of that up to being a part of the advantage and being able to have the feedback of the community members and learning from my team. So anyways, while we're on the subject, if you guys are interested, if you haven't done so yet, head on over to join the Cryptosomniac Advantage. If you're already a Discord member and you want to check it out, up at the top there is a banner. If you see it up there, there is a banner, so you can just punch that address into your web browser and it will take you there. And if not, head over to cryptosomniac.com and just click the little rocket. Try the Advantage for free. You can try it for 14 days. And stick around. We'll give you access to the free channels. We give you, we'll let you into some of the hidden subscriber channels, and you can take a poke around, see if it feels like a good community and feels like a good fit for you. It's a very active community. You can see, guys. This is just the last 24 hours community discussion. I mean, we've got so many people in our community discussion. So come in and join the party. And you know, if you want to know about the good stuff, we've got fundamentals only channel where we discuss the fundamentals behind projects. Trader Talk, where this is probably the most active channel, where all of us super active traders are in here trying to plot our entries and exits, trying to get feedback from one another, and just sharpen up our skills. There is even a channel dedicated to the stock market and Forex if you are somebody who likes to trade in those markets. News, where we stay on top of the news. It's kind of like having the live stream, fully updating all the time. The random channel is just always fun for BSing, etc. Resources, help yourself get sharper, learn new skills, learn why, you know, learn the mentality of a trader. It's all here. We offer all of it in the Cryptosomniac Advantage. So you can try it for free for 14 days. We would love to have you. And other than that, guys, I think that's going to pretty much wrap it up for me for the day. If you are still here, that makes me believe you are also a long-term believer in this space. We are here for the long haul, guys. So thank you all for your support. And you know, if you wanna continue to support us, smash that thumbs up. Help us get that content out. Help more people find it. Help the algorithms find our content better in it. So smash that thumbs up. Give us a share. Give us a search. Or rather, give us a retweet if you can. And we appreciate each and every one of you. So. Yeah, hey, shout out, guys. Really appreciate the endorsements, guys. You know, we would love to have you be part of the Cryptosomniac Advantage for any of you guys who are not. It's a pretty friendly community, guys. We'd love to have you be part of it. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for me. Not a ton going on to chart today. Like I said, looking like Bitcoin is going to break down. We'll see if it respects this long-term trend line. And other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow. Head over to cryptosomniac.com and check out my article on the Binance thing. I'll post it one more time in the chat. Keep your stop losses tight. I am Jason. I'll see you guys tomorrow.